Give your name, speak clearly.
Your name, sir?
Norbert Pastor.
All right, so he's going to plead to operating while impaired, the OWI to be dismissed, true?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, is that what you would like to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you do that, the possible penalties are up to 300 fines, 93 days jail, 360 hours community service court costs, or all those 4 points. License suspension or revocation in accordance with your record in the vehicle could be, or may have to be immobilized depending upon your record. If he had a prior in 21, you know I have to order immobilization today.
Your Honor, he may not own the vehicle at the present time, so we'll sort that out.
He's got it on his title.
Is it still, you still own the vehicle?
It is my wife's vehicle.
It's in your name, sir.
We give him an opportunity if he can to sell the car before you go.
Well, I got to order
We
immobilization.
order mobilization.
Let me just do this. Let's take the plea first. Did you sign the advice of rights and read and understand the rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights and there will not be a hearing or a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
The charge operating while visibly impaired, how do you plead?
Yes.
I'm sorry? I didn't hear you.
I pled guilty.
He's speaking soft, he said I pled guilty.
All right. Can you repeat it a little louder for me?
And also, I'd like to apologize.
You don't have to apologize for anything.
Don't do that, Judge.
Just tell me how you plead.
He has a Hungarian accent, Judge.
All right, to the charge, I'm gonna ask you again, to the charge operating while visibly impaired, how do you plead?
Yes, sir.
On September 1 of 25 at 11 PM, were you operating a motor vehicle on Jefferson near Toledo and Trent? I'm sorry,
Yes, sir.
did you drink alcohol before that? And if so, what did you drink and how much?
Yes, sir. I have drunk two Tito's and sugar-free Red Bull. I have drunk that after a 23-hour fast. So I was on the weight loss regimen for almost, at that time, for almost 9 months.
Okay,
We'll get to the rest later.
was your,
Oh, I'm sorry.
was your ability to operate the vehicle impaired because of the alcohol consumption?
Oh, I was very good, pretty well.
No, you were impaired when the officer pulled you over, based on the blood alcohol.
Based on blood alcohol, but I was very well aware of the situation. I
Sure.
felt I was doing.
Why were you pulled over by the police?
I was rushing home to take the dogs out.
You're speeding, right?
Yes, sir.
You think you were speeding at least?
Yes.
Listen to me, please slow down. You think you were speeding at least in part because of your alcohol consumption?
No,
Wait, hold on. You said you were drinking, and then you realized you had to get home, you leave the alcohol, and it caused you to increase your speed in driving the motor vehicle?
no, the road was completely empty. I thought it was safe speed.
Well, we have to profit.
Did he have did he take an intoxilizer test at the police station?
Yes, and we stipulate that.
And were the results 0.102 for purposes of the plea?
What's point? 0.09, when he.
They say PBT 094 intoxilizer 0.102.
Well,
That's what it
the
says.
second test. That's the second test, Judge.
All
The first one was a 0.09 intoxicant.
right, so one was 0.102 and one was 0.09. You stipulate that those were accurate for purposes of the plea.
Yes, Your Honor, the intoxilizer has not been defeated, and I just, so I don't let you know, I mean, I don't want to misrepresent the court. The first result was a 0.098,
Okay,
Your Honor.
fair
Just,
enough.
and the second one, he was on his way out.
Are you on probation or parole, Mr. Pastor?
No, sir.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
All right, I'll accept your plea to impaired driving, dismiss the OWI, order a screening and assessment. We'll set a sentence date. I do have to order that immobilization for 90 days. I'll give him the minimum, and he has to have it done within 7. Now, if he transfers the vehicle, he has to make sure it's somebody he can transfer the vehicle to legally.
And not in the same residence. I know that.
So February 19th, we're going to give you an order. You'll be screened and assessed, and we'll give me a sentence date if you would, Heather.
That will be February 26th.
Is that good with you,
8:30.
Mr. Simon?
Is that a Thursday or?
That should be a Thursday
Yes.
at 8:30. Is that good?
That'll work, Director. There's a problem. The court's been very indulgent with me on this case. So if I need another indulgent, I'll ask for another indulgent.
All right, good luck.
Indulgent. So, Judge, may I make part of the record now? Because we've had in chamber conferences, I just want to let Mr. Pastor, I want to let the court know that most of this delay was the result of counsel trying to get the best deal he could.
I know
And I
that.
want Mr. Pastor to know, and the court to know, that it was with no chagrin or attempting to cast any blame on anyone. It was a very it was a lower score generally, and I wouldn't have pushed it this far.
I understand.
Mr. Pastor, he understands what happened, but the reason I'm telling you that is, I sent him to a psychiatrist for the internal medicine to examine to see if he had a problem with alcohol. And that's why he's not taking sobriety program, because he has no problem. He's done every AA meeting that you've ordered since he was put on bond every week. And he's gone to see his therapist, and they've said he has no problem with alcohol. That's why he didn't take sobriety board. It would
Okay.
be a waste of your resources and time. Do you agree, Mr. Pastor?
Yes,
This was just a night we had one drink too many, and that's all.
I'm working out every day. I work out twice a day. I was a judo junior Olympian. I worked my whole life. I worked so super hard. Okay, I made a little mistake. I was rushing home to take the dogs out. I was on weight loss regimen. I lost literally 30 pounds.
That's good.
After COVID, I have tested every single police department and city hall here in the Denver area. I've done all the COVID tests for every single person. I have tens of thousands of people. Okay, I did everything
Mr.
right.
Pastor.
I almost died.
Wait, he
This time when I got
doesn't-
heart problem. I almost died at that time when I got heart problem. I lived for an extra 4 years. Finally, at the beginning of this year, I was able to start all that added weight to, I was able to start getting and losing it. And yes, I did make a mistake because I shouldn't have that 2 drinks. I should not have that.
All right, well, we're
because
gonna
if
talk
you-
about all this at sentencing. We'll talk about all this
No,
at sentencing.
we've already allocated.
Yeah,
We've already allocated.
Okay.
That's why I did it today.
Good afternoon. Go on the record. People against Andrew Stephen Siak, 25T7174451. Appearances, everybody?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Nora Holloway on behalf of the people, seat 86528.
Mayor, please to sound the court on birthday with P 592229 representing Andrew Stevens, and
Your name, sir?
Andrew Stevens, I.
All right, today is the date scheduled for trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
You ready to proceed?
Your Honor, I did email the court. I emailed Lisa. I found out after I.
When?
Today, at around 9 or 10 a.m.
Not in today.
Yeah, I learned that after I also talked to Ms. Tucker Davis. So today was the arraignment for Brianna Pett, who's a co-defendant in this case. And with her came her friend Dakota Austin, who I spoke to and is apparently a necessary witness to this case. I had her go to Trenton Police Department to make a statement. And we will be sending over that video to Ms. Tucker Davis as soon as it's uploaded. So I did ask for an adjournment based off of the new information that I received literally today. I had no idea about this witness. She said that she was there, she was present at this incident on June 22nd, 2025.
Brianna Pett was arraigned today
Yes,
in front of Judge Hessen.
yes. On all the days.
And so then what? How was the witness, was this other individual, this witness on this case with Ms. Pett? Well, had nobody contacted her before?
This witness,
Yeah.
I did not even know she existed.
Was she in the police report?
No, Your Honor. I spoke to her, she was present during the incident prior to.
Why didn't you just bring her in here today?
She went to Trenton Police Department to make a statement.
This case has been going on since June, the offense date was June 22nd.
I'm worried about.
October 14th, the defendant was arraigned. I mean, we're talking 4 months here. I had a preliminary exam, I threw out the felony, and then I said, I mean, what, you know, first of all, no disrespect intended, but getting you and Ms. Tucker together, honestly, is difficult. Your office is difficult. You don't have enough days, and I set aside these days, and now you're coming in here and asking me for an adjournment at the last minute. Did the police, you mean the police took reports? They interviewed the defendant, I presume. I don't remember. I don't look at police reports until there's a conviction, but they had to interview the victim. The victim never told the police that this other witness was there.
I've spoken to the complainant again. I'm just gonna double check his report. I had never heard this person's name. So Just double checking if that is something.
Remind me, when the police arrived that date of the incident,
Before this hearing settles in, Judge McNally spots the real issue fast. What sounds like a simple impaired driving case starts getting complicated the moment the defendant begins explaining. In this courtroom, it's not just about what happened. It's about whether his own words help him or hurt him.
was anybody else present in the home besides the defendant?
They arrive. It says that, the complainant and Andrew Syak were present.
The complainant and what?
And Andrew Syak were present. The defendant.
The complainant never told anybody about this witness? I mean, it just happened, presumably, to the extent anything happened. She wouldn't mention that somebody else was in the residence and a witness of all of this?
This other witness's name is not in this report.
Where's the detective? You didn't call them off, did you? You can't do that. You can't do that. You cannot do that.
I spoke to the court officer and I emailed the court. I thought it had already been adjourned. It was my mistake.
I asked my court officer to come ask you if it was going or not. And he came back with that you were going to ask for an adjournment, something about a witness. You can't tell people to go ahead and leave if the court hasn't adjourned the case.
My mistake. I misunderstood. Robert.
I enjoy having you here. You're a nice lady. You're going to be a very good lawyer someday. You can't do this. How long do you need? I'm not keeping this case around here a lot longer, ladies and gentlemen. This case is who's raising their hand back here? Hey, no. Who is that?
That's the complainant, Your Honor. Shelley's agent.
What's she raising her hand for? Go find out why she's raised. Don't start talking across the courtroom, man. Go talk to the complainant, see why she's raising her hand. I'm a judge, not a teacher.
So.
Go talk to the complainant and see why she was raising her hand.
She just wanted to make sure, the officer said to make sure that the judge knew she was here. She just wanted to make sure she was here. In terms of an adjournment, again, we have what I believe the statement should be completed by now, and the video should be being uploaded soon.
Well, maybe if somebody would have talked to her and asked the right questions, that people would have known this, and maybe, just maybe, it would have helped out your felony count. I don't know that it would have or not. What is your position?
My position is that I have not seen, this is just known the last couple hours that this witness exists, according to the prosecutor, and it would be unfair to Mr. would proceed and even question the complaint without knowing other circumstances of his day.
I don't disagree with that. I don't know why you're not entitled to a dismissal, though.
I would think they're going to prepare to proceed today.
Yeah, that log on, Jim. Can't have it log in.
Or if she's not here, Amy. Holloway,
Yes.
please don't ever assume I'm going to do something that you're asking me to do, whether it's for an adjournment or anything else, okay?
I understand that.
I mean, I agree that I would not have allowed this to go forth if they wanted to call this witness without you having copy of a video or a statement. I just can't understand why, when the complainant was there and the defendant was there, that it wouldn't have come out, especially through the complainant, that there was a witness there. Heather, I need a
Yes.
date in a couple weeks, and I'm not going to be patient about us delaying this much longer. What do I have in terms of a Tuesday?
Okay, which,
Here, Judge McNally cuts straight through the story and focuses on the law. The defendant keeps explaining the circumstances, but the court is looking at one thing only. Was his driving impaired by alcohol? Once the plea goes in, this case stops being about excuses and starts becoming about consequences.
case is this for, Judge?
This is on SEAC, the trial this afternoon. Then I rushed back.
Okay. All right. So a couple weeks out on a Tuesday. You are off on the 10th. So that would put us to the 17th next. Let's
Is
see.
there any reason why anybody can't do this on March 17th?
That works for me, Your Honor.
That works for me also.
So, let's see. Does look like you have an afternoon civil docket on the 17th, though.
Nice, nice. Well, I'll have to get through it. We're starting promptly at 1 p.m. Just tell Jennifer that's what I'm doing. Prosecutor to produce video of witness, what's her last name?
Austin.
Of witness Austin's video to defense by 2/27. Case will go March 17th at 1 p.m. Remember, also you have to get acquiescence. There has to be a stip in order. And then I've got to approve it, okay? That's all I'll say about it. Have a good day. We'll see everybody on the 17th at 1. You're going to get her the video by bios in front of me, 26B1501608 and B, and 26B1502555, and 26B1503888, and 26B1501606C. Tell me your name again.
Right,
I don't have any more business with you, right? I gave you all those, didn't I reduce fines and everything? Weren't you the guy?
yeah, sorry.
Well, what are you treating the staff here like that for? You can't listen to me. You can't do that. You can't do that.
Yeah, I'm not trying to.
Mister, listen. If you do anything remotely close, I'm gonna call the police department. And I'm gonna have them come over here and investigate. And if it rises to the level of disorderly, you're gonna get charged and you're gonna come in front of me and I'm gonna set a bond that you're not gonna be able to make. Now just calm down. John, what were you told that he did?
I can bring Beth in there if you want.
Bring Beth in. What are you doing, man? Have a seat there 1 second. You understand you have the right to a hearing? You have the right to bring in your own witnesses, to use the subpoena powers of the court to bring in those witnesses, to testify or remain silent. If you plead guilty, you're waiving your right to a contested hearing. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
To the charge you failed to attend your scheduled probation visit on October 22, how do you plead?
Guilty.
To the charge you failed to attend your scheduled probation visit on November 4 of 25, how do you plead?
Guilty.
The charge you failed to provide verification of attending and completing a psychiatric evaluation. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Failed to attend probation visits on October 2 and November 4th. And did you also fail to provide proof of a psychiatric evaluation?
Guilty.
Did you fail to appear for probation visits on those 2 days? And did you also have failed to provide verification of attending and completing a psychiatric evaluation?
He's asking a yes or no question, Mr.
Yes, Your Honor.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Pleas are accepted, all 3 counts. How long do you get in front of Judge Sano? 120 days?
He's, according to Mr. Caballero, he said 120 days, is that correct?
180.
180. I apologize.
All right, well, you absconded on these. I don't know why you're doing that, but here's what I'm gonna do. I don't need to make this any more complicated. Probation's revoked, defendant to serve 60 days. I'm not gonna fine him. Okay, so we're done with these cases.
Thank you.
Mr. Cavallaro, I really hope you get your life in order, son. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, now, let's recall Mr. Young here.
Yeah.
Okay. 26B 1501608 and B, 26B 1502555, 26B 1503888, and 26B 1501600C. Your name again.
Raymond, you know?
Elizabeth Wasberg.
What happened over there?
I was speaking with you on a separate case in your chambers when I came back into the probation department. I was informed that Mr. Young refused to fill out his paperwork. Looking at his paperwork, he did not fill it out. The clerk did attempt to go over the paperwork with him to have it done. Mr. Young is very frustrated. He ended up taking his paperwork and the clipboard. He threw it at your court door. He broke the clipboard and he walked away.
At this court door in the back?
Yes,
So we could have him charged with malicious destruction of property. Did it damage anything?
it didn't damage your door, Your Honor, just a small break in the clipboard, Your Honor.
Why are you throwing it at mine? What, the funny thing is, I just cut him a massive break and he goes down and these are all related to Judge Hessen's cases. I thought they were mine. What is the,
Your Honor, she did not try to explain nothing to me.
okay,
She is swamped in there and I understand that. She was calling for my name for 3 minutes.
who?
I don't know the lady's name.
Mr. Young was sleeping on the bench outside of the probation department
I did
and
not-
the clerk was unable to get a hold of him because he was unresponsive.
Which I understand that. She said I didn't complete the, can you show me the package?
Mr. Young.
This is classic courtroom chaos. A last-minute witness issue throws the case off balance, and Judge McNally is clearly not impressed. Judges care about fairness, preparation, and timing. And when evidence surfaces late, the whole case can shift. That's exactly why courtroom discipline matters so much here.
I speak, sir. I'm trying here.
Hang on.
I'm trying everything I can.
Now you better watch yourself, because I'm not gonna put up with this. I'm not gonna referee this. You're gonna go out there and you're gonna act like a gentleman. You're gonna fill out the questionnaire and then you're going to be interviewed. Just calm down. There's no reason for you to do this. None. Just calm down. Go fill out the questionnaire and then you're gonna be interviewed. If there's something else you want me to listen to you say, I'll be happy to listen to you say it. What else? But I don't wanna sit here. I just want it to stop. That's
Yes,
why
sir.
I'm talking to you. You want to say something else? Because I don't want you to leave here saying the judge wouldn't talk to me.
No, sir.
Are you sure? Will you please look at me a second? Did I let you finish?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes,
Because I'll let you vent if you need to vent.
I'm done.
Okay, just calm down, will you please?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I cut him a big break. I reduced all these fines because he spent 3 days in jail because he hadn't been here in a long time and come on, just settle down and no, you're not going to get nasty with anybody over there, right?
No, sir.
Okay, good. We don't need to have any problems. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. You want to apologize to her?
I apologize.
Good enough. She accepts your apology, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thanks. Your name?
Theodore Myers, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Judge. Nice to meet you. Back, Mr. Myers. Today's the date time set for sentencing, Judge.
I don't know why in the world I would even place him on probation. I have no idea why you need to go on probation.
That's what we wanted to discuss.
Well, because I think it's just time for him to go to jail. You can't act like this. How many convictions can one man acquire? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now I'll grant you, a couple of these are not the most serious. Failure to display a license. But I got retail fraud, marijuana, loitering where drugs are used, operating while impaired, felony sexual conduct, that's a big one, CSC 3.
And my wife and I.
Hang on.
Don't say anything, Judge.
I don't want to be interrupted here.
Sorry.
R&O, drug paraphernalia, operating while impaired, false report or threat of a bomb, harmful device. Attempted possession, it looks like, of a dangerous weapon, A and B. felonious assault, and now you're threatening to. I don't know. I'm gonna bust your sons and your teeth out. I don't want to play with this. Go ahead. What do you want to say?
It's just that when this incident occurred, Judge, Mr. Myers may have been frustrated with the whole situation because this has been an ongoing issue since his uncle passed away. But regardless of what he may have said, Judge, the truth is, all he did was basically flip this lady the middle finger. Other than that, he's had no other dealings with her. As it stands currently, he's sold that property. She's no longer there. He's planning. The odds are very slim that he will ever run into it ever again. Judge, we're asking the court to set things with probation. Due to and I understand the background, Judge, we are asking that the court consider what period of probation as opposed to 24 months. And additionally, with regard to the court work program, Mr. Myers has had some knee surgeries and it's very difficult for him to walk long distances. We would have the court consider maybe substituting out some community service as opposed to the court work program. Additionally, Judge, he is on SSI. He's been on SSI for physical as well as mental health issues. He only receives $950 a month.
I'll go light on fines. Anything else?
Mr. Myers?
My criminal record is based upon me going to prison for statutory 30 years ago when I was in high school on my max. When I come home from prison, I develop a mental bipolar, if you would, every year or two. I get manic, you get in trouble. I either go to the hospital or this related to my mental health. It's not my fault, Your Honor. If I was not bipolar and had these mental problems, I would not be in trouble since this has happened. But every 2 years,
Well, you need to get yourself some help.
I do.
And I don't see any reason for probation to be given here. I don't see any reason for it. I mean, how many times can one man be put on probation? At some point, you got to take responsibility. I don't go for these threats. You got a horrible record. Is there anything else anybody wants to say?
Judge, we would ask that court take his mental health situation into consideration and sentence him to therapy. I don't know that jail is gonna be.
I don't either, but something's got to change. Go ahead. Anything else?
I was going, but when this was happening, I was having a bipolar episode and I ended up going to the hospital for about 3 weeks after this, 2 weeks after this happened, and went to the hospital, was hospitalized on November 1st.
I don't go for threats. I don't like it. I don't like people threatening one another. 100 fines, 150 costs, 75. I mean, it's not going to be the end of the world. This could have been a lot worse. 75 victims' rights, $50 justice assessment, $375 in 14 days. You'll serve 76 more if you don't pay your fines and costs. You can pay this at the rate of $50. I'll make it $70 per month, beginning March the 31st. Well, make it March the 20th. And the 20th of every month, but you're in custody for 14 days. I mean, that might be a little overkill given there was nothing really seriously other than threats here, but Mr. Myers, you cannot continue to violate laws, sir. You have 21 days to appeal and 14 days to apply for a court-appointed lawyer. You're gonna have a seat. Go with my court officer. I'm sorry.
Reconsider.
No.
And P69483 appearing on behalf of Mr. Lee.
Good morning, sir. Your name?
Michael James Lee.
All right, so this will be a plea to no ops, to suspend to be dismissed. True, counsel?
That's correct, Judge. He'll
Is that
plead
what
to
you
no
want to do, sir? If you plead to no ops, the possible penalties are up to 100 fines, 90 days jail, costs are all those. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right, you're presumed innocent. They have to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to the presumption of innocence. You have the right to a trial by court or jury. If you plead guilty, you're giving up your right to a trial of any kind. Do you understand that?
Yes.
The charge no ops on person, how do you plead?
Yes.
On February 3 of 26 at 7:47 p.m., were you operating a motor vehicle on Dobbs Point near Hummingbird in Brownstown?
Yes, sir.
And did you have a valid license with you on your person?
No,
You're revoked, huh? Can't drive on a revoked. Are you on probation or parole?
No, Your Honor.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
When was your last one here? Drunk driving. You had 1 in 9, you had 1 in 14. Then you had an implied consent refusal suspension. Does he have another case pending with you representing him, Mr. Quinn?
Yes, that's currently pending in the Wayne County Circuit Court. We're expected to, I think we have an arraignment in the next couple of weeks.
What was that out of?
That was out of this court, the 33rd District Court, Judge.
Were you in front of me on that?
Absolutely, yes.
Let me see him. Can you pull up his record for me?
This is the hammer moment. The defendant admits missing probation requirements. And Judge McNally gets right to the point. This wasn't just a technical mistake. This was absconding. In court, probation is a privilege with conditions. And once those conditions are ignored, jail time becomes very real.
Judge, I believe we had one bound over yesterday on him. Did we
I see.
not?
So Judge Hess.
It was bound over in front of Judge Hessen yesterday, Judge.
What was the date of that offense?
His date of offense on the one that was bound over?
Yeah,
It was December 28th of 25.
you're out driving on a revoked. Mr. Lee, are you on probation or parole right now?
No, Your Honor.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Please accept it. Boy, you're not learning, are you? I mean, while you got another case pending, you go out and you drive on a revoked license. What do you have to say, Mr. Quinn?
Mr. Lee is employed full-time, Judge. He has retained counsel. He is and we've had conversations about him addressing his issue with alcohol, Judge. We're going to have to resolve that case. I believe he has an alcohol tether on now, Judge. I'm just asking that he receive fines and costs.
Where does he work?
What's the name of your employer, Mr. Lee?
Yeah, I mean, you want to get, how old are you? You want to give that to somebody else? Just keep doing what you're doing. I guess what I'm trying to tell you, Mr. Quinn, really nicely is I realize he enjoys the presumption of innocence, but somebody thinks that he was driving while drunk in December, and while he's on bond on that case, he goes out and the judge, which probably was me, I probably arraigned him on that felony, told him not to violate a law, and then he goes out and drives on a revoked.
I understand the dilemma, Judge. I believe Mr. Lee is really addressing his substance abuse. I think that's directly affecting his decision-making, Judge. And if he can continue to work, continue to take his, AA meetings and trying to get on the right track, I think that will improve, Judge.
Anything else, Mr. Lee?
Yes. You sentenced me to, well, you told me to go to AA meetings 4 times a week.
And they probably got you on a sober link, right?
Yes, yes. And I've been compliant with all that. I've been going to the AA meetings. I got my sheet with me and everything. So
I'm telling you, you're pushing the limit here, though. All right, 100 fines, 325 costs, 75 victims' rights, $50 justice assessment, 3 days of community service. I'm making you 24 hours community service and pay $550 or serve 93 days. And you have only until April 1 to complete your community service. He's pushing me, Mr. Quinn. I don't usually give this harsh of a sentence on these on no ops, but nonetheless, he was revoked and he violated a bond that I set. So that's what I'm doing. Do you have the money to pay this or you need time? How much time do you need? I can set you up. I'll tell you what, you get paid weekly, right?
yes.
I'll set you up 100 per week And can you start that beginning on March the 6th?
Yes.
Beginning, I'll make it March the 9th, so you don't have to, but you do have to do your community service. Okay? And if you ever need more time, no worries, call the court. We'll go on through them. I'll give you an extension, all right?
Yes, sir.
Good
Thank
luck.
you, Judge. All right, thank you,
Mr.
Judge.
Quinn. Nice to
Yeah.
see you.
Nice
Where's
to see you.
Ms. Schaff?
Shop right there. Case number.
Yeah, that's ours, but I need Judge Hessen's
Oh.
case number.
Oh, I have no idea.
You have, Heather, do you have Judge Hessen's case number on the other one? Can you bring that up? Sadie,
Which one?
I need to see Jessica Schaaf's case number in front of Judge Hessen.
Sign that.
I'm sorry, Judge, I'm on the phone with county right now.
Okay, that's fine. Pull up, it's SCHAF. SCH, that's okay. That's all right. Ms. Schaaf, do you spell your name? Yeah. Okay, that's 25W839. 839 699 A. All right, people against Jessica Rose Schaaf, 25W838-765A. Your name?
Attorney Mike Baldwin, P 65417 on behalf of my client shop.
Ma'am, your name?
That's the shop.
Judge, today is the date and time set for a sentencing. I have had an opportunity to go over the pre-sentence investigation report. We'd like to announce if there are no deletions, corrections, errors, or omissions. I will note under provision 7 of the court work program, Judge Hefson instructed me, my client had asked about the court work program. There are terms and conditions and a final adjudication in the file that I handed you from Judge Hessen. She's entitled to 3 days jail credit in accordance with the provision 7. We would like the court to consider that.
Slow down.
Sure.
Did she do a probation order? Did she do?
She has been ordered into sobriety court. She's supposed to be here at 3 o'clock today.
Yeah, I got it.
So we'd like to announce that there are no deletions, corrections, errors, and omissions, Your Honor. What we're asking the court to do is to emulate the terms and conditions as set forth by Judge Hessen to run concurrent with the sobriety court program under Judge Hessen's.
Anything, ma'am, you want to say?
I want to apologize for my actions. Take responsibility.
You got to get your life in order. I'm telling you, if you don't get through this program, you're going to have a long way to go. 24 months probation. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court. Cannot violate a law. If you change your address, place of employment, or home telephone number, you must notify probation. You have to report as directed. 24 months probation. All terms to run concurrent with Judge Hessen's. You have 3 days credit coming, but you're to pay fines $300, costs $600, 75 victim charge $50 justice assessment. So it's $1,000 a quarter or 93 days with credit for 3. So if you don't do anything she said, court work, community service, blow positive, whatever it is, you're going to get 93 days on this case as well with credit for 3. Do you understand that? How am I going to set up the terms of payment? Can you pay $100 a month on this?
So when we approached Judge Hessen, she just cleared 2 warrants and is on the sober link, but now that's going to switch over to the grant. So Judge Hessen set forth a payment plan.
125 or whatever.
Yeah, I think it was $125 a month.
Can you pay $60 a month in addition on this one, you think?
The amount of money I made.
$50 a month beginning March 3rd, okay? Can you do that? $50 a month. Then she'll be done with it at the end of 2 years. I can do that.
Yes, please.
Okay?
Thank you, Judge.
And she's gonna meet with probation. I wish you well.
Great luck.
Good luck. Thank you. Well, she's gonna have her status
Yeah,
review.
can we get both files to take
Yes.
to probation?
I'm giving them all to,
You want to take those, you want?
One this was easier for you.
Okay.
This is the first game to start.
March 3rd.
Do you, now's the time to ask?
Can I have a little bit more time? I just paid the soda.
I can't do much better or else I'm gonna have to. He's gonna pay, right?
I'm gonna pay it today.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Good luck.
So that fixes it.
Where is, looks like on July 11 of 24, and I'm referring to the 181384828 case, the Judge Hesson, in my absence, took the plea. Of course, sent it back to me for sentencing. There were multiple charges. I'm gonna need whoever's on this case, John. Can you have them come in? Jeremy Christian and probation. It looks like failure to report, failure to attend 12-step meetings, failure to attend victim impact, failure to pay fines and costs, failure to clear warrants, and consuming alcohol or drugs. So let me just, these files are old. And defendant did not show up. So that's not good.
Judge, one of the reasons he didn't show up is because it looks like he was supposed to be sentenced
Okay,
on that probation violation and the sentencing for the reckless driving and the resisting and obstruct on August 28, 2024. He went into custody from Macomb County. So that he wasn't in there long, but that was one of the reasons he didn't come back.
All right, let me just double check the other cases too.
I think
I also have a reckless driving. Jeez. Jessica, can you come on up here, please, and state your name? Do you have the show causes? These files are,
I have is the file that just looks like a victim notice letter. That's the only file that Candy.
yeah, because two of them he hadn't been sentenced. Yeah, the OWI, I think is the one that he was put on his probation for.
oh yeah, okay, that's what happened. Let me just double check.
And I could be.
You're right, he was not sentenced, that one. Well, because those were from June of 21 offense dates, and the other was from January 10 of 21. So what I'll do is we'll go ahead and proceed with the sentencing on the drunk driving. And I'll set these over for sentencing, but I'll have to take a look at these files. Actually, I'm not sure I shouldn't just set them all at the same time. I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to ask you to find the show cause on the drunk driving. Where does he live at? Does he live in Sterling Heights?
No, he lives in Southfield, Michigan.
What's the address?
26665.
26665?
Yes.
Okay.
West Carnegie Park Drive.
West and then Carnegie, CAR
NEGI.
Drive, and that's in, you said, Southfield.
Yes,
Does he work?
he does. He just started his job at Chrysler on Monday, February 16th.
What is the zip code there?
It's either.
I don't know the zip, I just moved there, sir.
It's 48076 or 48075. I think it should be one of those.
Well, you got a history of non-appearance, Mr. Christian.
I know, sir, and like I said, I was homeless, I lost my job, I've been incarcerated, I've been trying to take care of everything.
We haven't been trying to take care of everything, come on.
I have been trying to take
How
care of
long were you in
everything.
custody when you were supposed to be here in August of 24?
About a month,
Why didn't you show up here then?
because like I said, sir, I was homeless, I had no help. When I got released from jail, I was living on the street, I didn't have any help. I've
Have
been,
Heather pop on here. Have Heather pop on, please.
I've been working for Chrysler for 7 years, and like I said, I've been laid off for the past 2 years because they downsized. So I've been homeless and working as hard as I could to
Yeah,
live
but you've
my,
been playing games on this case since 2021.
like I said,
Okay?
sir, I know, I'm sorry. And I'm just trying to take care of it. If I can get them all done on the same day and just come and do what I need to do, then I can do that. I just started back working and now I can take care of everything.
And Judge, in his defense, as I was going over, because he does have some other warrants out there, as I was going over everything, he's aware of everything. He's looked into everything. He's finally back to work. He doesn't want to lose his job because then it'll put him back at square one.
There's no way in God's name that I'm letting him go on a personal bond. There's no way. This guy's been playing with us for 4 years. I don't know who he thinks he is.
The judge, would you consider 5,000, 10%?
He's gonna pay a lot more than that. I'm sorry. He made his own bed. Now he's gonna get in the thorny thing.
Sir, can I please get a bond that I can at least pay today so I can go back to work and be able to handle the case?
It's too bad that you've done this to yourself, son.
I know, and I'm not
It's too
taking
bad
anything
that,
back.
I'm not done talking. It's too bad that you've done this to yourself. We are not a convenience store here. You don't get to stop in when you feel like it. This is an obligation that you had.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
Sir, can I say one thing, sir?
in a minute.
Okay.
Just for the record, Judge, as for the arraignments, she stands mute and we wait for him to read.
Is Heather popping in, John?
She was on the phone. I had to call Kim to let her know to have Heather log in.
Okay. Will you make sure that in the drunk driving file that I have, these files are so thick,
Yes, I will make sure.
the show cause.
Thank you.
I don't want to set these out as far as she's got them. But I do need time to review these files. She's got this for the middle of March. Heather, this gentleman's been ignoring us for 5 years, basically. I need a sentence date and I want it to be closer as the point. Of course, I'm going to be gone. Boy, so I need a sentence date on 21B138482A. That's for a violation of probation. That's the drunk driving. And then I need a sentence date.
Jeremy Christian, correct, Judge? I just want to make sure I have the right person.
Yes, and then I need one on 21B138966A and 21B139004.
Okay, I believe we had the sheet out there and I believe we gave March 4th as the earliest.
Sorry,
date,
I thought it said March
Wednesday.
the 14th.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, March 4th.
No, that was my fault. I apologize.
I didn't do the slash big enough.
So the sentence date will be March the 4th, and that'll be at 11 a.m. What would you like to say, Mr. Christian?
I would like to say that I apologize for all of that, all the drama that has been, but I just started back working. I'm just trying to do everything right, sir. I've been laid off work for 2 years. I've been homeless for 1.5 years. I'm just not getting back together, and I just want to be able to take care of everything. I'm not trying to give you a runaround. I just want to be able to take care of it, sir. That's it.
He also
I'm finally able. I've been, like I said, sir, in the past 1.5 years, 2 years, I've been shot. I had to sit in the hospital. You can see my hand. I've been shot. I had to go through therapy. I was in the hospital for this. I went to jail, and now I'm just not. Everything is coming back together. So I just want to take care of everything. If I could have
thought
took care
about
of
this. You don't want to take care of everything. You don't. Please don't tell me you wanted to take care of these. That's not.
I said I want to. I said I want to.
That's not truthful. It's not truthful. You're in a courtroom. I don't want to hear lies.
I'm not telling you any lies.
I don't like this nonsense when people think they can ignore the system like they're bigger than life. Shake your head all you want. On drunk driving, spending in 482A, 7,500, 10%. I'll incorporate the other two onto file 389,668A and 21B139004, 6,000, 10%. Sentence will be March 4th at 10. You have to post $1,350 to secure your release. Good luck. We'll see you here then. Thank you. Thank you. George Jalen Hicks, 5B149447, A and B. 222A. So I got 447 A and B, and I got 222 A and B. Your name?
George Hicks.
Where you been? Where have you been?
Well, I missed the show calls here because I had my dates confused. That's it. So that's why I came in today.
You got all this money to pay?
Not for every ticket, but I can afford to. I can give 200 today on
That isn't even gonna make a dent in these. You owe 230, you owe 260, that's 490, 230 is 720, and 407 is $1,127. And you can only pay 200? Why? Where do you work at? Why didn't you show up on any of this?
I had my dates confused. I actually got.
Did you graduate high school?
By the end of this hearing, the message is clear. Courtroom outcomes depend on responsibility, credibility, and compliance. Whether it's a plea, probation, bond, or payment plan, Judge McNally makes one thing obvious. If you ignore the court, the consequences catch up fast. Like, share, and subscribe for more.
Yes, sir.
Then come on. What do you mean you had your dates confused? I don't understand the confusion in dates. We give you a date, we give you a paper notice, put it on the fridge, put it in your phone calendar, write it on your forehead if you need to. You don't not show up. Where do you work at?
By the airport, it's called KOS Logistics.
On 447A, you're gonna pay right now $200. You owe 225. Balance waived. So I'll save you 25 bucks. On 447B, you owe 195. When can you pay that?
Is that the no insurance thing?
That's the headlamps.
Um,
If you think you're coming in here to get me to let you pay the no insurance so you can get a valid license and not pay these others, that's not the way this is gonna work.
no, that's not what I'm trying to do. I was trying to pay 200 today on the no insurance.
No,
And then
no, you don't get to decide which one you're paying.
well, whatever one you want me to pay, I just have 200 to pay, and then I wanted to get on a 125 every week.
Okay.
Take.
On that one, on 447B, you pay 125 per week, beginning March the 9th. Can you do that? If you don't have the money, you call the court, and then you pay 125. After you pay that one, you can pay the no insurance. That's 407 now. You managed to make this $407. Do you realize that?
Yes. And possibly with the phone call before I leave the court today, I might be able to secure the other two. So it can go, to wherever you would like that also.
Heather, after he pays the 447B, he's to pay on 222B, and then and I'm going to reduce that balance. Boy, you really made a mess of this. You know that? Reduce balance from 327. I realize he owes a clearance fee to 250, but he still has to pay the clearance fee.
Okay.
And then on 222A, he'll pay 125 per week until paid in full. In other words, just print them out of, how did that get to such, anyway? 325, 125 per week after fines costs paid on 22B. Okay? You understand? Now, let's say you don't have the money on any of these occasions. It's not a problem. Just call the court. We'll go on Zoom. I'll be glad to give you an extension, but don't ignore us anymore. We got each other?
Yes.
All right, good luck. Thank you. Good luck.